Finally, we're going to take a look at dividing rational expressions. Exact same thing as simplifying and multiplying, except for one additional step. When we divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal, so that's what we need to do first. Everything else is the same as what we've already seen. Now, for those of you who are able to multitask, maybe better than others, you can factor as you multiply by the reciprocal. For the majority of you, I would warn against that because it's hard to keep track of factoring and flipping it at the same time. So again, the reciprocal means you flip that second fraction. And then we're just multiplying. We've already seen that process. I'm going to go ahead and show you all the steps since we've seen them all anyway. My first numerator has a GCF. My first denominator is t-chart, what multiplies to 3 and adds to -4, -1 and -3. My second numerator, we've got difference of squares. And my second denominator, we've got GCF again of x squared. Now I can keep factoring. We've got a term in the numerator and a term in the denominator that can still be factored. X squared minus 9 is difference of squares. You may want to, since we already see those x squareds are going to cancel, you may want to cancel those as we keep simplifying. It'll just be a little bit less that we're writing. So our x squared minus 9 factors to x minus 3x plus 3. And our x minus 4x plus 4 are already factored. Denominator, we've got our x minus 1, x minus 3. And then our x squared plus 2x minus 8 is t-chart again. What multiplies to -8 and adds to 2 would be a +4 and a -2. So we're going to finish factoring. And we've got an x minus 3 as well as an x plus 4. So writing this in simplest form. And you can go ahead, they're just binomials, you can go ahead and multiply them out. If you get something complicated like 3 binomials, you can go ahead and leave it in factored form. In the numerator, we've got x squared minus x minus 12. And in the denominator, we've got x squared minus 3x plus 2. And finally, we need to find our restricted domain. So looking at all of the factors that were at some point in the denominator. Remember, I canceled this x squared a little bit early, so we can't lose that when we're looking for our restricted domain. So we've got x squared cannot equal 0, which means x cannot equal 0. And then the other binomials, we had x minus 1, which means x cannot equal 1. X minus 3, so x cannot equal 3. X plus 4, x cannot equal -4. And the last one, x minus 2, x cannot equal 2. Lots of domain restrictions on that one. All right, one more division example, and then we are done with this video and this topic. Starting by multiplying by the reciprocal. Again, that's the first step with the dividing. You want to be very careful that you don't lose that step. All right, and then we will completely factor all of these expressions. Our first numerator is t-chart, what multiplies to 3 and adds to 4. Our first denominator is difference of squares. Second numerator is t-chart again, what multiplies to 8 and adds to -6. And our second denominator is also t-chart. This time we're multiplying to a -3, adding to a +2. I don't see anything that can continue to be factored, so we're going to start canceling. We've got an x plus 3 and x minus 2. Again, we've just got two binomials, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply these. In the numerator, we've got x squared minus 3x minus 4. In the denominator, x squared plus x minus 2. Finding our restricted domain, looking at all of our factored denominators, x cannot equal plus and minus 2, -3, or +1. Your U-try question.